Libra, hello. Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the week of March 21st. So happy Aries season, happy spring if you're in the northern hemisphere. We're going to look at last week, this week, and next week. Looks like we got a choice coming up here. Could be that there's been something come up when we have the heritage card here. So there could be something from your family line. This could even be ancestral karma that you're coming into awareness of this past week. And I just saw the devil. So this could be something that you're reflecting or something, and suddenly you realize that you're living the same life as one of your parents or something, right? And we have the wake-up call here. It's kind of like the judgment card in the tarot deck. And it says, listen and take note. So there's definitely, and we've got all this lightning here as well. So it's kind of also like the Tower card, right? There's some sort of interesting information coming in this week that is serving as a wake-up call. And then we have choose who you are becoming. So it's kind of like you're being presented with an opportunity to make a choice for yourself, especially if it's related to ancestral karma. And let me tell you, that ancestral karma is a doozy. We get stuck in it even when we think we're avoiding it. And quite the deal. So we're going to see what we get from the reading. This heritage card could also just be like, some family issues that are showing up, right? Unexpectedly. Could be that someone you're dealing with, there's a conflict that arises, or perhaps some sort of health concern. Let's find out. This could even be your own little family unit, right? So if you've started your own family, we have the World card. The Three of Cups and the Hierophant. Judgment. Look at that. Having a heck of a mid-March here, Libra, when it comes to these wake-up calls. Eight of Cups, Five of Swords, Death and Rebirth. Major week this past week. Ace of Swords. I like this, but it's like, look, it's like the lightning coming down into the crown chakra. So there's definitely this truth that is being revealed to you. And then we have the Sun card. A lot of enlightenment energy here. It does look to me like you are closing a cycle of some kind this past week. And it could very well be some sort of family-related cycle. It's like you've learned some sort of, difficult lesson, and you're making a choice to make a change, I feel like, here with the Death and Rebirth here. So we will look deeper. We're going to clarify. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. Look at all that. This is talking all about security, financial concerns, loss, resources. This is very 3D based. So this is like tangible money, belongings, home, security. This could definitely be dealing with a mother figure, right? So that is showing up in particular. You have the Ten of Swords and the Tower. Five of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. to dig deeper. I'm curious. I'm curious now. But this could be like, this could even be like a mother wound that is showing up that you're becoming aware of, right? That has been impacting your own experience or relationships, right? So just to give you a closer look at the Heritage card, it's really just talking about being aware of your heritage, looking back and tapping into the gifts and wisdom that you can take with you, right, from your ancestors, your family line, and being able to choose the things you don't want to carry forward, right? And understanding that on a spiritual level, you're supported in that by your ancestors. You can even do meditations or set intentions that your ancestors help to guide you. A lot of times when it comes to ancestral karma, it's helpful to do some forgiveness practices, right? Because whatever your ancestors did not accomplish when it comes to karma and karmic lessons, it's handed down to you. And so it could be that you have taken up the responsibility to deal with some of those things. And there can be a little bit of resentment that happens when that takes place, right? So doing some Ho'oponopono is helpful. Let's get an idea of what this particular realization or lesson has been for you. Now this can certainly be different for everyone watching, right? But we'll see what kind of details we can get here. With the World card, we have the Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. With Judgment, we have the Chariot and the Strength card. Taking charge, taking control. Making choices and taking control. Definitely a powerful response. With the Death card, we have, I like that. It's like you're choosing to manifest a different future for yourself. So this is a very empowered stance to take. And the Devil. It's like you're putting an end to this toxic experience. So again, this could be a mother figure, father figure. This could be just what you've seen in the history of your family. Perhaps with all these pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it's always been this history of lack consciousness, or being, broke all the time, or not knowing how to handle our finances, or self-sabotaging our own opportunities to where we're constantly stuck in this very financial lack, right? We have the Seven of Swords here and the Page of Pentacles. It looks to me like you're ready to manifest a change here. You're ready to put an end to self-sabotaging, self-limiting behaviors that you've likely traced back all the way, through your grandparents and maybe further. So I like this in that it's a very empowered response to what it is that you have encountered here. You're putting an end to that cycle. You're making a conscious decision to put a close to it. Now, for some of you, with that Seven of Swords there, this could be, like I said, some self-sabotage behavior that was unconscious, right? We all do it. So not pointing fingers here at anyone. I'm guilty of all of it. But this could also be, being in relationships where you're constantly attaching yourself to a runner energy, or partners that do not come into the dynamic honestly, right? And you can see that sort of pattern even in your friends, or anybody you meet, like where they're always seeming to date the same guy or same gal, right? And it's an energetic, subconscious thing. And to me, what this looks like is that the subconscious is coming up and out into the conscious here, and you're making a very powerful decision to change it. So I really like that. Again, we have the wake-up call. So this is for the week of the 21st. 3 of Cups, 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords. I feel like you're cutting out some sort of relationship dynamic here. Now, for some of you, you've been dealing with a liar, cheater, stealer, somebody who has been maybe juggling you with a third party, and you are nipping that in the bud. For others, this could be a family member. This could be a friend that has been, kind of helping to perpetrate or create this cycle of toxic relating, right? And while they might want to reconcile and come back in, I do feel like you're cutting this person out. And I do feel like you're further getting, it's almost like you're continuing to get the same downloads. And so you're just gaining more and more clarity as time passes here in these 2 weeks. So let's see what we get here. 3 of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And the World. So definitely a lot of changes happening here when it comes to relationships. And so again, it doesn't at this point look to be getting specific, but this could be any kind of relationship. Yeah. And you could even be almost, kind of stepping into an energy of kind of celebrating once the initial shock wears off. Just being glad that you have come to this realization. With the 8 of Cups, yeah, we're getting out of this BS energy. It feels like you're probably dealing with some people that like to cause problems, like to cause conflict, because it's almost like tempting, and it's like a what do you call it, what is the word, like a craving, right? Like people get addicted to drama, people get addicted to causing problems, whether it's because they want to distract from real problems or because they're bored or whatever, right? But I feel like you're removing yourself from high stress situations, specifically things that really mess with the head, right? I'm getting a lot of swords here, and so it feels like you could be dealing with some people that are just kind of mentally and emotionally manipulative, and that they feel good whenever they've confused the hell out of you, if that makes sense. With the Ace of Swords, we have the 10 of Cups. So you're having a new understanding of what your happiness looks like. And Justice. For some of you, we're looking at divorce here to get removed from a situation that may have been deceitful, toxic, third party kind of thing. But for me, I'm also seeing here, you're just kind of getting very clear on what you don't want. And a lot of times when we get the 5 of Swords, or really any 5, Five of Cups, Five of Wands, Five of Pentacles, which we did have at the bottom of the deck. It's like those fives show up, they cause problems, right? They cause stress, there's conflict. But it's teaching you something. And what it's teaching you is what you don't want, right? And to me, that's what this feels like. This Ten of Cups, Justice energy here with the Ace of Swords. You're cutting out the garbage that you no longer want because you've gotten way more clear on what you do want because you know it's not this, right? I like it because I feel like you've got this very badass energy here, Libra. This following week we have choose who you are becoming. I like it. We have the Hierophant, the Five of Swords, and the Sun. Again, I do feel like, well, if I hadn't said it before, I thought I did, but this is definitely like a spiritual journey here, right? With the Hierophant here, you could be committing here to your own ascension, really kind of, since you've had this giant wake-up call, almost wanting to see if there's anything else that you're not seeing, right? A lot of illumination here, enlightenment energy, right? The Hierophant, Judgment. Deciding on what your path forward is going to be. How are you going to dedicate yourself to your own growth and improvement? And also, again, strong divorce card showing up here. And the Two of Swords. So it could be that you might be needing to make a decision here about additional commitments in your life. It may be that this big lightning strike when it came to some sort of toxic relationship you were dealing with, now you're starting to look elsewhere too. Like, where else am I dealing with less than I deserve? And that's kind of what that feels like. There could be a specific Taurus or Scorpio here that you're having to make a decision about, and I do feel like you're going to tap into some intuition, but it could be that, there's some, I still feel like you're in this very empowered energy. However, there's a lot of ties getting cut here, I feel like, and it could be that this following week you're maybe, some fears are starting to come up about all these changes that are happening, and so it could be that you're either not wanting to deal with something right now or not wanting to face a choice that needs to be made. I might clarify that one more time, but I want to get these others first. Five of Swords. We have the Ace of Wands and the Five of Cups. So, certainly there's going to be pain and regret associated with these detachments, right? Because whether or not those relationships were toxic, we're attached, right? We've gotten used to that. That's been our experience for a long period of time. There's, we do have some cups here. There's likely love there, right? But, what's honestly, when I saw this wand come out, this Ace of Wands, it almost feels like like a bludgeoning device here. It almost feels like you're beating back the fives that we were talking about. Like, you've become very clear on what you do want because you've been shown what you don't want. And it's almost like you could be actually stepping into an energy here where you're getting a little pissed. Because, you start going through those stages of grief, right? And so I do feel that a little bit there. With the Sun card, we have the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles. So again, this big enlightenment energy. March is a big deal for the Libras out there that are resonating with this reading. A lot of wake-up calls coming in, and it could be, it looks to me like it's very heavily focused in relationships of all kinds, friends, family, lovers, even co-workers, right? But this could also, and siblings, I want to say, sisters in particular, for some reason. But again, I feel like it starts to kind of force you to look at other areas of your life and really you kind of get face to face with perhaps some additional changes that need to be made. And while I do feel like that's what you're going to do, it could just be a little overwhelming here, right? And that's normal. So hang in there, Libra. Again, remember that very empowered energy that you're showing up here with, and you can tap into that anytime you start to have stress and doubts and those emotions start to come up, because we get hit with that lightning bolt and it might take a little time, but eventually we start to have feelings about what we've just gone through, right? So I will see you in the next one. Leave me a comment down below if that resonated. Please hit that like button for me, and I will see you next week. Bye.